Okay, so welcome to the stand where Outpayce is presenting its products here at T2RLengage. Joining me is Damian Alonso, who's head of commercial and partnerships for Outpayce.
Correct. Now,
I know Outpayce is part of Amadeus, but maybe a lot of people don't know that. It's only 2 years old.
Yep.
Just a bit of a background on what Outpayce is and what it does first.
Okay. So thank you firstly for having me, Lee. So look, Outpayce is essentially the payments company within the Amadeus group, and we're essentially helping customers get paid or pay out, essentially.
Okay.
And I think as the cups say it here, the Simply Pay tagline,
right.
Travelers paying airlines, or travel agencies paying their suppliers, or hotels. That's I'd say the role we're trying to play is how do we remove friction from that payment experience across all the different customer verticals that we service today.
Okay, so this event, 2 days of talking about what's called the offer, order, settle, deliver. I think I've got that right.
That's right.
I guess you're in that settle.
We're in the S, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Third bit. We've talked a lot about the 2 O's.
Yeah.
We've not talked a lot about settle, but it's so important. If you can't settle a transaction, you can't do the transaction.
Absolutely.
So I know there's a number of key topic areas that you're interested in talking to the delegates here about.
Yeah.
So just list those for me. We'll go through them one by one.
Yeah, no worries. So look, we generally help airlines. So we look at, we're sort of helping airlines today on the so through their direct channels, sort of on the traditional PSS stacks, also in the distribution channels, and now obviously we're working closely with our Nevio colleagues at Amadeus on providing the S in that offer, order, settle, and deliver space.
Yeah.
And it's for us, some of the things we're looking at is how do you transform to that digital or that retail transformation that many airlines are looking at. Obviously, OOSD is part of the, I'd say, direct channel strategy that many airlines are looking at, but we're also helping airlines on the indirect channels, whether it's through distribution channels like NDC, obviously through the GDSs or direct connects. And the role we're trying to help our airline customers is just to make it simple. How do you orchestrate all of that choice you have, not only your B2C channels, but your distribution channels?
Yeah.
And we're helping is orchestration. That's a big part of what we do. How do you, when you're selling tickets in 60, 70 markets, how do you make that as easy to service as possible to get the best acceptance rates?
Yeah.
It's huge, all the money that airlines spend.
It's unbelievably complicated.
Well, absolutely.
And actually it's getting more complicated because the number of payment types, different kinds of product, and all the different markets. So the numbers just go crazy when you add in all those factors, don't they? So you need to orchestrate.
Yeah, and orchestration is a big buzzword, and tomorrow we'll be talking about it here at the event as well.
Yeah.
So orchestration is number one. Then with all that choice, then you've got to manage it across all your different channels, right? So how do you, it's not just your e-com channel, it's also how do you manage payments at the airport or at the call center or your ATO, CTO offices with some of the airlines. So, and then how do you reconcile all that into your back office? And so it's not just about orchestration, but it's also how do you give that smooth experience both at the front end and the back end?
Yeah.
And that's what we're very focused on, particularly with the sort of the deep integration within Amadeus.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about seamless experience with the customer.
Yeah.
You're just saying actually you want a seamless experience for your staff, for your own people.
Well, I mean,
in the back end. The airline itself. Yeah.
Well, and ultimately, what we do is sort of that deep vertical integration that we're doing within, Amadeus's offer orders, within Nevio, is around providing that seamless experience. So it does impact the customer in the end.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's all around how do you make sure the customer has the best experience, the Uber-like payment experience that you don't really, payments are sort of, it has to happen, right? We take it for granted, exactly. We take it for granted. So we do a lot of work on removing friction and optimizing from the front end and also the back end as well. So it is orchestration, but there's also that play of how do you orchestrate at the top and at the bottom as well to deliver the best payment experience to our customers.
Yeah. And as an airline, if you get this wrong, not only is there a danger of payments that should be accepted not being accepted, there's a danger of cyber when you don't pick that up, but there's also, you're not efficient, are you? So you can actually make money from transacting money around or moving money around, so you can actually make money from being a transacting business, but you can also lose a lot of money by doing it efficiently as well. So there's huge amounts of commercial push on this from the airline partners.
And you're spot on, Lee, and I think there's payments traditionally has been looked at a cost. It's a line on your P&L. No, okay, payments processing is going to cost me that much, and it's true. When you think of payments, it is around protecting against fraud and tokenization, and tokenization is something we've been helping many airlines recently. The way they think about tokenizing and how they interact with the credit card payments across their partners, and we're doing some work with some low-cost carriers in that space as well. But it's also around revenue generation. So it is around optimizing and cost saving and knowing what's the best payment setup to save on cost, but it's also, are there opportunities there to generate revenue? And we look at things like FX. Travel is a cross-border business by nature.
So you've got the choice of what currencies you trade in.
Yeah, exactly. So there's you've got FX, you've got in the distribution space, or how airlines pay their suppliers. Is there a way there they can also make money from that? We see some airlines now delving into providing fintech solutions to their customers. So these are areas we're also looking to help our customers in supporting with that vision.
You said tokenization. I think that's one of your other big themes you touched on. Explain what tokenization is.
Yeah, so tokenization is basically when you're a merchant in any business, you're not allowed to store the credit card information. So that's something we call PCI. You need to be PCI compliant, which is basically you're protecting the card information. Basically you can't store your credit card information on file because if that's compromised, you can imagine where that goes. So tokenization allows us to, allows merchants to be compliant by basically providing us with the credit card information. We turn that into a token. They store, therefore the airlines are only storing the token, and they can pass that token on to all of their partners. And as recently we've just implemented a use case with a large low-cost carrier here in Europe, where, for example, we've tokenized their credit card information. They can pass that on to ancillary partners, for example, like car rental partners. But their system remains fully PCI compliant, fully protected, and we're storing like 750 million card tokens in our vault.
Which makes store them, you have responsibility.
Exactly.
So then that goes to the heart of what this event is all about in many respects. Is airlines becoming retailers and becoming more broad in terms of what they can retail, and that's really, if they're going to do this, they're going to have to go down this route.
Absolutely, and that's where tokenization, while it's a small piece of the puzzle, allows you, when you want an airline to become a retailer and offer other products and services from partners, this is a way in the payment space to make it safer and secure to do so.
Okay, I know there's another thing you've been talking about recently. There was a release, I think, about enabling bank-to-bank payments. So this is another thing. This is I guess it's a de-risking, is it, of payments, where money leaves the customer bank account, goes straight into the bank account of the airline. We know in travel there's often a number of intermediaries of money goes through, and there's a lot of risk involved in that. So is that what that's all about?
Yeah,
do you see that happening more often, becoming a trend that most airlines will pick up?
Look, we see many airlines coming to us asking about, bank-to-bank transfers is another alternative payment method. We've all used the credit cards, and everyone's been using a credit card for a long time, but there's many other wallet solutions or bank-to-bank transfer solutions on the market. So recently we've been partnering actually very closely with IATA, who've integrated into our Connect APIs, where basically we've opened up our ecosystem to allow third parties who offer an alternative payment method to connect in, which allows us to scale the number of, let's say, acquirers, payment service providers, or alternative payment methods that we offer to our customers. And probably to get specifically to your question, Lee, around bank-to-bank transfers, is it a trend? I think it's still to be tested. I think there's a lot of confidence in small value payments where bank-to-bank transfers would make more sense. I think as consumers we're kind of,
it's very rare you have enough money to pay for flights in one go, that's the thing. So you tend to use a credit card for that.
But there are certainly, it is very cost effective for merchants to accept bank-to-bank transfer payments. It's perhaps you need to combine that with what other benefits are there or would be for a traveller to use that form of payment over another. But I think the way we see it is it's great that we can offer optionality to our customers who want to roll out. There's very specific bank transfer methods, like in India you've got RuPay, which is widely used. How do you, some people don't own a credit card, so how do you take payments from the unbanked? And this is another
things in mobile and just click.
Well, exactly, and you've got mobile payments, which is massive in parts of Africa, for example. So
and obviously the alternative payment methods, you can absolutely see the things like the Apple Pay, the credit, the buy now pay later has been a big trend for a while. And, these things are not going to go away, are they? And actually they seem to be very much aligned with how a consumer would want to purchase an airline ticket or a holiday. So
absolutely.
You can only see these things increasing in prevalence.
Absolutely. So you maybe look 5 years ago, all the payment options on the market, and there probably is a whole different list nowadays. So some of the investments we've been making at Outpayce is how do we really scale and how do we keep track of all those alternative payment methods, given our customers are global. We can't be everywhere, so this is also why we sort of reversed reverse engineer the platform to allow the fintech industry to connect into our platform, and then we can make that available to whether it's our airlines, travel agencies, hotel customers, etc.
I mean, there's some really innovative stuff out there on the fintech side, isn't there? You know, the guys like Hopper offering these amazingly sort of innovative ways of paying and gaming, a little bit of gamification in there. You know, they're kind of niche, but again, it's one of those things that you can see can suddenly get a trend, and then you get this, you have this massive trend on your hands, and again, it needs something like you guys to facilitate that in the back end.
Absolutely, and we see actually that's an opportunity for some of our customers to grow when they're thinking of other revenue streams to tap into. I mean, you mentioned Hopper is one of those examples. We see other sort of mega OTAs and some airlines also offering fintech services to B2B or B2C channels. And so we're also helping customers. How can we help them distribute those products and services to the broader industry? So there is certainly a trend there to watch in terms of how traditional travel merchants are now morphing into fintechs, and how we're there to support them on that journey, essentially.
Well, our 10 minutes has gone flown by very quickly. Quick last question, because we are here at T2RLengage. You've probably been having loads of conversations, sat in a few of the sessions. We're nearly at the end of the first day. As of today, what's your takeaway about the mood and the general sense that you're getting from the event this week?
There's a lot of excitement, I think. Obviously, payments now, you mentioned the S. I'm getting a lot of questions around, okay, what does that mean, and how do I manage this across all of my different channels that I'm servicing my customers on? Also, when I think about distribution, how am I managing that aspect? And so we see a lot of excitement from the airlines on engaging in conversations, and I think the more complexity there is, the better we are at Outpayce at solving for that problem with the airlines.
And a desire to change and a desire to modernise. I think
absolutely.
Absolutely. Now's the time.
Exactly. Very good.
Thanks very much.
Thank you,
for joining us.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.